The Ripple story. Let me know in the comments below this video what you think about the Ripple story, and if this longer term analysis, now that there's been the major fundamental news about Ripple, is intriguing for you. Thanks for joining us here for today's show. So the big news of the week has been to do with Ripple. We'll just take a look at this on Bitstamp. I hope nobody got caught offside the high on this, and since then there's been a pullback. This was the recent low down there. That's the high. 236 is at 79, and the price has dropped down below that. Pullback as far as the 382 Fibonacci retracement at 0.7. Clear areas to look to in terms of support and resistance has got to be this line here at 89 cents or 90 cents. You might have it slightly differently. Here, here, there, and of course here. So this is the key line for us in terms of the trend. The next leg, that's the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart. We can see that there is a high there, high here. So the zone for us in terms of change in the attitude of the market for XRP traders comes in here. It's a 4-hour time frame. What did we have at the top? Of course, we had depending on your time frame, probably seeing some sort of descending triangle on the chart just there. So there was 2 reasons to be bearish on this one at the break of anywhere between sort of 79 and 77. Prices have pulled back then a significant amount. However, let's just look over to the left and see. This is a 4-hour time frame, like I say. Obviously above lows and lows of price action. But where we've managed to end at so far is also a significant level. As you can see, that's where there is a test here and several other times that prices bounced around this area, where there is, of course, another support and resistance area. So this is the next significant level on Ripple. Let's see what this looks like on a linear chart. 50% pullback from the highs to where we are now. So in terms of if you're looking to try and buy into Ripple over this weekend, yes, it's done very well. You could be looking towards this sort of 618 golden pocket just here. I'll just mark that golden pocket in roughly. Compare it to the log. You can see that if we push down, then we'd be challenging at the 50% retrace from a logarithmic standpoint. But this is the kind of what most people would be looking at, I suppose, because most people use linear charts. Ripple, XRP, and there's those lines in context. So very, very good, very, very strong move up. Moved up with very little opportunities to get in on any pullbacks along the way up here. So it's very low resistance when the prices came back down, and that's why it's been somewhat catastrophic for anybody that bought at around about 90 cents, seeing that it's now dropped down 50% from the lows, measured in from that low at around about 49.70. You can see how all that lines up. Might be worth checking out from the significant structural lows how this lines up. Here on the linear chart is a pullback to the 382 Fibonacci retracement point, which lines up perfectly with that horizontal, and the 236 lines up more or less with that horizontal on the logarithmic chart when you use this low from the 18th of June to measure what's happening with the chart. Is that revealing? Those are the most important aspects about the price currently. It's the most important aspects about this for sure. On the monthly time frame, this leaves us with, there's a clear area where it spent a long time before moving up. Clear area here where it spent a long time before moving up. So if we were to break past the diagonal downward sloping line that I pointed out earlier on the weekly chart when I was looking then, which has formed this triangle, and we're thinking, where could things go to? Then what I want to do is to look at the range from that high to that low. So let's do that. That high to that low, and think about where prices could go next. Ideally, we'll be looking up towards that. It is a ridiculously huge target though, but let's just make a comparison from the highs to the lows before. And of course, as we can see here, the next target from the original major high to the original major lows took the prices to the 1618. Do you see that? Do you see that? So if there was a major change in terms of breaking out of this range that it has been in from the broad perspective for the last 6 years, and we're to move on off the back of the positivity, and people were to eventually be proven correct who think that Ripple can go on to major increased prices, then to think that it could go to the 1618 here, which is $28. I know. It is huge. But that move is the equivalent of the move whenever it was at its high of 5 cents down to the low of 0.02 roughly. Let's make it more exact. And we can see that it's even more exact with the high that came in initially. It did go on for another leg higher, but to look beyond $28 when something's 69 cents is insane. Now, could it spend more time in this region? High, anywhere around here just to make this point. Lows. This major period of consolidation where the prices have not managed to take out highs and not managed to take out their lows. Rather, they put in lower highs and higher lows during this period of time. Could take the prices to $20. If this whole region fails and we go back, then we see the prices of Ripple drop down to lows because, say, for the likes of some big institution comes in and tries and pushes the price down to enable them to accumulate further within this structure, then I would be looking down to these prices around about where this red line is, which of course is around about 34 cents. around about 34 cents. If it does push on further down. Within a structure like this is the monthly time frame. So this is very, very broad, but principles apply across all of them. You're looking for around about 75% of the pattern shape to be at completion. This lasts for 105 bars. And currently around about 73 bars. So should the long-term trend manage to use this to break out, then for those out there who are hodling and accumulating this themselves, then buying in this zone where I've drawn that squiggle would be their intention in order to capitalize off a potential long-term hodl plan. Is that about to happen right now? That's not what I'm saying. But there is the context, the complete context of Ripple. Looking at the last 6 years of price consolidation and looking back as far as the last 10 years to make comparisons between what happened then to where it went on to what could happen next. This is super interesting, says TradeSpotting. That's good to know. So that is the Ripple story. Let me know in the comments below this video what you think about the Ripple story, and if this longer term analysis, now that there's been the major fundamental news about Ripple, is intriguing for you.